1 million subs. Are you kidding me? It's honestly hard to believe. I started this channel filming some rando cooking videos, talking to nobody, and somehow here we are. So instead of one of those boring thank you videos, I went back through the last 8 years and picked the 10 recipes that really changed everything. The success, the through lines, and the one that, well, completely broke my heart. Sound good? Let's go back to the beginning. Homemade artisan bread. This is where it all started, back in January 2018 in my old studio for my first real long-form video. All voiceover, a lot of overly close shots, sorry about that. But to be honest, I still do love the thumbnail I took, still holds up. But back then, even with a degree in video production, I had no idea what I was doing on YouTube. No strategy, no plan. I really just loved teaching people how to make something they thought was maybe on the harder side of cooking or baking. And that simple concept of digging into the techniques and wanting to help, yeah, that's the whole channel right there. Everything grew out of that loaf of bread, but it didn't actually go anywhere quite yet. Not until the entire world got stuck inside and started baking. And that's when something happened I never saw coming. When COVID hit, the whole dang world suddenly, they were professional bread bakers. No bread flour, no yeast, nothing at the grocery store. So I decided to make a sourdough video, and crazy enough, it got picked up by the Washington Times. That actually blew me away, because sure, I had done a bunch of morning TV and drive time radio up to this point, but this time, someone actually saw me on YouTube. That was wild to me. Really, the part of the video that got everyone's attention was that I used all-purpose flour, and it's not impossible to do, but definitely not the traditional way of doing it. But that's all the flour I could get. It's all that was in the store. And that was really the first sign that YouTube could be something, if you will. But a newspaper pickup is one thing. 1 million views on something super simple? I didn't think that was even possible for me until I started playing with chickpeas in a super creamy, garlicky hummus? That was my first video to ever crack 1 million views, and I think it's currently over 3 million, and it's on chickpeas. I remember refreshing the page constantly like it was gonna disappear. I was shocked at how fast the views kept climbing. And that was the moment for me where, as weird as this gig is, it could be a real job. And in my head, it was the proof I needed that the channel could actually grow. That 1 million people would show up at some point for something as simple and honest as good hummus? But for real, I still didn't know why things took off. It felt like luck to this point. And the very next video proved I had no clue what you actually even came here for. The I found the best way to make halibut video. This straight up shocked me. I made it as kind of a test it out and show the results. Here's what works format, and I figured nobody would care about the process. Like, at all. But obviously, I was wrong. People loved it. Turns out, you don't just want the recipe, you want to watch me figure it out. Try some options, see what ones were the best. That little school of thought changed how I make videos even to this day. And right when I was riding that high, feeling like I finally started to understand the whole thing, I made the one I'm most proud of in my entire life, and almost nobody watched it. I need to tell you about that one. The title of the video was, "This Memorial Day crawfish boil means more than any meal I've ever cooked." This is my favorite video I've ever created. I poured everything into it. The story, my friendship to a veteran hero, the cooking, the meaning behind it. I was so proud of it, and it completely bombed. Barely anyone watched it, and I'll be totally straight with you, it stung and it still stings. But I also learned a lot. Not everything you love is gonna win and get views, and that's all right, because I'd make that video again tomorrow exactly the same way. Some things you make for views, and some things you make because they matter, and that one to me mattered. If you've got a few minutes after this, please go watch it. Do it for me. And weirdly, that Heartbreak, it set me free, because once I poured everything into something and watched it tank, I stopped being scared. You start exploring, and one dish blew my whole world wide open. Peruvian chicken, or pollo a la brasa, and it did really, really well. It showed me something I didn't expect. If you respect the cuisine, the history, the culture, if you actually do it right, or at least seek to honor where it comes from, people show up for it. That one video opened up the entire world of food to this channel. After that, I wasn't scared to explore anymore, and it absolutely lit a fire under me because right around here, I knew this channel had the capability of absolutely taking off. And what happened next changed the entire trajectory of the channel. The short rib ragu my family is addicted to. This is the one where I changed the format up a bit. I tweaked the thumbnails and tightened up the titles. I've been studying through a series of classes just how the best YouTubers in the world structure and make their videos. From there, I rebuilt everything I had learned in that class around it. Short rib ragu was one of the first times I was able to put it all together. And it worked. It projected this channel up in a way I hadn't even quite seen to this point. But I was still doing one thing completely on instinct. And the day I figured it out on purpose, everything legit changed. And no, it wasn't the cooking or the techniques. All right, pay attention to this one, because this is where it really clicked. Steak and eggs. This is when I finally started to crack the code a bit on thumbnails and titles, where I stopped guessing and started to really understand how and why people were actually clicking on my videos. And it worked, and fast. It's crazy, but YouTube wants you to play their game, so you have to learn how. If you've ever noticed, everything on the channel at that point started looking and sounding a little bit different. This is the video that I point to. Because of that, I had no idea that combining these two things, knowing how to honor the history or culture's food and how to package it, was about to go next level, and to this day is still going. It started with one Filipino dish, beefsteak Tagalog, Filipino comfort food at its finest, and wow, did it go nuts. But the craziest part is, it didn't just do well once. Every single Filipino dish I've ever made since then has done incredible. Thanks in part to my good buddy Sam, who's Filipino. I was wanting to do the recipe, asked him how his family did it, read a ton of books, did a ton of research, tested, and decided to give it a go on camera. This one video opened a door that has genuinely never closed. To everyone in that community who's cooked along with me, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It is so fun and always so educational to cook Filipino cuisine. You showed up in a way that I will never, ever forget. Which brings us all the way to right now, to the video that basically everything this channel has become. What chefs actually cook when we don't feel like cooking. The recipes in the video were quick and cheap, nothing to brag about, just good food and good technique. And seriously, this is the channel in one video. Bringing classical comfort foods using classical techniques to life on camera. Simple and delicious. Now those are the 10, but I'd be lying if I said my YouTube journey was only 10 videos long. There are a few I just can't leave out. The weird ones, the lucky ones, the one I genuinely cannot explain to this day. Real quick, let me show you. Chicken scallopini. This video has over 2 million views and I have no idea why. Honestly, zero clue. I've tried to recreate it in the same format several times and nothing, not even close. It's a great dish, but 2 million views? I stopped trying to figure it out and just said thank you to the YouTube algorithm. Some wins you earn, some just, well, happen, I guess. And I'll take it. But that one was a mystery from the inside. This next one, the mystery came from the outside. Caesar salad. Now this one did well on its own, but then someone way outside my sphere made it. Aaliyah's face. Still not even totally sure who she is, but she made it. Talked about how much she loved it, and to this day, I'm super thankful. And suddenly, a whole new audience came around. It taught me something I'll never forget. You really never know who's watching. And that one comment, that one share from someone you've never met, it can change everything. And it did. And speaking of things I underestimated, here are the videos that quietly taught me what people actually want from a cooking channel. These 3 right here. Knife cuts, how to cut an onion, and cream of mushroom soup from scratch. Nothing fancy in any way, shape, or form. No big transformation, no exotic cuisine, just the fundamental basics. And they have quietly racked up some of the biggest numbers on this whole channel. It makes no sense. But in reality, I've learned people don't just want the fancy stuff all the time. They want to feel confident in their kitchen enough to make it at home and recreate it. They want the basics, and the basics done really, really well. That lesson still has shaped everything I make. And that's really what the whole thing is, isn't it? 10 recipes, a few bonus, years of making videos, it all comes back to one idea: teaching you something you didn't think you could do. So before I go, here's the truth. I don't have 1 million subscribers. We do. Every one of these videos exists because somebody, maybe even you, decided to click, cook along, leave a comment, and come back. You didn't just watch a cooking channel, you helped build one. And I'm not going anywhere. The next million's gonna be even better, I promise you, and I want you right there in the kitchen with me for all of it. So drop some comments of what you want to see in the future. Maybe it's more than just recipes. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Now, if you've ever wanted the full recipes for every single thing that I make, it's all over at my website, billyparisi.com. Link is in the description, and I'll see you over there. Sound good? Let's cook.